Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Deadhaus Whispers, back after a break. And like always, I am joined by my other host, Faceless Mike.
Greetings, hello, and welcome.
And oh, there we go.
I was just
Yeah,
bopping
man,
along to that music in the
that
background.
intro is so chill. Yeah, that intro is so chill. I really do got to keep it in one of the episodes at some point for post. Oh man, like it's so relaxing. You can never go wrong with lo-fi beats, everybody. But
Yeah.
today, this episode of Deadhaus Whispers, we are going to be covering the most recent Deadhaus Sonata Chronicles of the Grand Inquisitor, the Herald, right?
Or as I keep referring to it as, what's in the box?
What's in the
What's in the
box?
box?
What's in the box?
The box. Who's in the box? What's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's in
gun.
the fucking box?
God, this title. I keep confusing it with The Hollowed, which was an episode from last season.
Yes.
Yeah. Just maybe that's just the H is clicking in my brain. And this one, don't worry, everybody. You don't have to deal with existential crises or philosophy for an hour, or a deep origin story of the founding of vampires. It is a very simple walk through a forest, and then some talking happens. So we do get a lot of establishing things again to reiterate it. But otherwise, it's a pretty solid episode. I like this one. I think the ending obviously is the best part because that's how these usually roll.
Yep.
And it picks up a little bit where Alaric has now sort of accepted his position at this court of the undead. And now he is going to be following and sort of shadowishly stalking some humans, a pocket of resistance from Thacia, who are there to deliver something to Nagaztag.
After the arduous journey to create and deliver the artifact, I was eager to begin a more direct confrontation with the Awakened. As Grand Inquisitor, I waged my wars from the shadows, collecting information and influencing events. But as a vampire, I had a chance to face my enemy directly, a chance which came all too soon. From Kiva, I learned that some small pockets of resistance against the Awakened still survived in the ruins of the Thacian Empire. She had approached one of them and given a premonition to an Ashen priest. That priest, along with his followers, was sailing for the ruins of Ustilia. They would be allowed to land, and I would track them to make sure they found their way to us.
So what I have here in my notes...
This one has a ton of voice actors in it. So, this is like a short movie. This is like a small movie.
Oh, yeah. The cast here is nuts. Our friend Cabo Foster shows up here in a different role that took me by surprise. Yeah, great stuff. Oh, man. And the ending is just, I really want to get there quickly. Some small pockets of resistance fight the Awakened. Kiva gave a prophecy to an Ashen priest, and Alaric will track them, waiting by the shores of the Silent Sea. We see a banged up ship come in. It has the Thacian symbol, which is a phoenix, a glowing fiery phoenix. Yeah. And then a small crew carries a large crate, and there is a priest wearing Roman armor, and we find out he's an Ashen priest, which still exists. Like there's the Ashen Templar, and then there's Ashen priests, part of the church and everything.
Well, this is part of the whole thing that we find out that these are like the last vestiges of humanity.
Yeah. So the Awakened have pretty much taken over most of human settlements.
So we'll get to that. Look. Look, by the way, little shout out there. Let's see, can everyone that split second? A lot of people might have missed it. Nice little throwback for the community. A certain type of warrior we see that was community selected way back in the day gets a nice little cameo.
Oh wow, I did miss that. Wow. That's very cool. I did miss that. So there's a small crew. They carry these packages. We seek an audience. Oh no, that's later. So these soldiers, they get off the boat. They're carrying the package. They're very hesitant. Some of them are like, we're gonna die, dude. I don't want to do this. What are you doing? And the Thacian priest captain is, we got to do this, man. Like we need to just go forward, and this is what we're sent here to do.
It's like we should
have an audience already.
He's like, we should just throw it in the ocean. He's like, fire didn't work. Why do you think water will? He's like, well, we gotta do something.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know
So
the
then
dead
they
will help
end
us?
up, they end up walking through the forest full of yellow ash and sulfur, covering. It's like I do love that detail that this yellow ash and the sulfur and everything that covers Ustilia stretches all the way basically to the ocean and the edge. Like so, it's all of Ustilia, pretty much from the borders to the start. It's quiet now. We seek an audience. Oh yeah, a wraith. They're carrying the thing. A wraith shows up and spooks them all out. And the Ashen priest says, "We seek an audience with the Black Hand." So cool. The drowned woman sent us here. She said we could pass. And they're stopped by something to say. The wraith looks at the crate and then points them the way. And then
can I just point out that, like, I know they've been through a lot. These are soldiers with some serious PTSD, and that's putting it lightly. But like, if I saw that, I'm not moving. I'm like, nope, back to the ship. We burned the ship. Don't care. I'll sit in the ashes.
Gosh, what was
nope.
it? I'll try to find it. Maybe it's in the book. This is years ago now. I think I wrote a poem, or I submitted a poem that sounds a lot like this intro, where there's these soldiers, and I think they were carrying a coffin, and my whole illusion was like they're trying to bury a vampire or something. Maybe, I don't know, but it sounded a lot like this. Parallel thinking. A lot
worse in the box. A lot worse.
Oh yeah, a lot worse in the box. A wounded warrior is slowly dying, so I know that's a big thing for them. That they really want to help this guy out, and maybe find a way to stop him from dying or whatever. We have to keep pushing forward, man. Stuff like that.
Let's just get the box there by any means necessary. Drag him along if you have to.
Exactly. Yeah, you carry him, I'll carry the box. Falk shows up right after their meeting with the Wraith, which is fantastic. Then we learn that Falk leads the way, but he does have a great little cameo.
Yeah, I love his cameo in it because like all the lines he comes out with are always priceless. I just shout out, that's Matt Curtis. Like, we want to see Matt again. It's awesome. Anytime you've him and Alaric in an episode, even if they're not directly talking to one another, because Alaric even points out, I don't even know why the ghoul showed up here, possibly to vex me. Like the entirety of Falk's existence is just purely to piss off Alaric.
Yeah, no, Falk is great.
Like he keeps wanting, it's like, ooh, let me taste the guy. And he's like, no. And they're like, oh, but we're friends. It's like, friends don't bring silver. It's like, friends don't eat each other.
Yeah. I think they're talking about dying, like, oh, just leave the man behind or whatever, like he's gonna die. And Falk, by the way, he's like, oh, we can make it quick and almost painless.
That's a beautiful little animation for the ghoul.
Yeah, I do dig that. I do love that look. I think that look is really cool. The spikes are pretty neat. Let's see. We can make it almost painless, he says. Friends do not bring silver, nor do they eat one another. Falk asks, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? And then the soldiers are like, well, we have a message for the Black Hand. Can you lead us? And Falk's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Pretending like he wasn't very specifically ordered to do this anyway.
Yeah.
I love that he brings back his old poetry phrase, I can smell death ripening in his rind. Remember?
Oh, I missed that part too, I guess. They finally arrive in Ustilia, surrounded by ash and everything, and they cautiously walk to the throne room, and we get shots of pretty much all the monsters. This is the, hey guys, remember this? Like, because the humans didn't experience or anything like that, we need the establishing of all these monsters. So
yeah, like even when
even
when they get there on the walk there, right? So we've got a load of shots from like the previous episodes where it shows like the outers of the city and then going through the city itself, and it mentions all the like the really like intricate little parts, like the mindless undead wandering around, the things Alaric noticed and pointed out, and how they have their own little bubble that they're walking in thanks to the Ashen Priest and his sensor and all that's keeping away all this nasty fog that's letting them kind of pass through. And they're kind of perturbed because the undead are just moving out of their way and letting them, because they've been warned and told, look, let these ones pass. And then the revenants are standing out of their way, and one or two don't, they just stop, so they have to like walk around them. in the description. I love that you see these all add to the little world building sense because you can see the interactions of the undead with one another, with other creatures, and then you can extrapolate how they will act with others outside of that. And then, as you said, once we get to the main throne room, we get just this absolutely phenomenal kind of introduction to the humans of who are Deadhaus.
Yeah, it's great. I do like when they're walking through the city. Alaric points this out because, remind you, he's shadowing them the entire way. He is stealth. He's solid snaking it up in there. You know, he's just being a total invisible vampire. And we see vampires training. And the description here is that they're moving so fast that all they're doing is just mirroring the commander's movements, but they're moving so fast they're almost like blinking in and out of existence because they're moving so fast. They're so fast it's imperceptible. We get the establishing shot of the liches once again. The priest notices the liches up on the roof with their magic hookahs just smoking and toking and creating the ash itself, which is just badass. I love that detail that the ashen
Eustelia
was just built on like weed smoke.
If Eustelia, which is now Sepulchrium,
yes,
as you mentioned, is this large and there's that much smoke, they're not the only little ring of liches. There's probably 10 or 12 different groups of them around the perimeters, all like hooking it up with your noxious weed clouds, as you pointed out, you know, to get...
Yeah, man. They're hotboxing. They're literally hotboxing Eustelia.
Hey, man. Am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Let's see. Then we get to the throne room, finally. They drop the crate. Wounded soldiers, they drop everyone. Just plunk them on the floor. No, not like that. But and then we get, you know, Amarax, Kiva, Zoran, Falk, they're all there. You have except for a white and a wraith, you have every other defining class here within that throne.
No, well, we did have a wraith at the start.
Yes, we did. We did have a wraith at the start.
We had a wraith at the start, but that's about it.
Establishing things.
And then we get our ghouls. So we're getting there now. It's like there. He's Alaric describing even the same figures peering down and all like that, watching the whole thing going on. I just love the fact that we got this re-go again of Sepulchrium. So you're starting to get, you know, the history of it, of what happened, what it was originally, how it fell, why it fell, and this is now what it has become. So we're starting to get the character of a city itself persisting not only through the ages, but through different empires. So it began as human under the Burning One, and now it's under Deadhaus.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that. I'm sure someone better than me, an artist or a 3D modeler or whatever, could just take the description of the Ashen City of Sepulchrium from those episodes, and maybe even this one too, and probably build it out just from the description alone. You know, there's a bunch of bridges, and so you do the bridge, yada 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 yada. You know?
I pulled that back there for your description now because we're getting in there. You said about them bringing the box in, and they set it down.
Oh yes.
The two soldiers carrying their wounded comrade laid him against one of the walls to rest. And those carrying the crate set it down with a thud. I entered behind them soundlessly. They never knew I was following them. Amarax was there too, clutching the small black cage that held the wisp. And there, at the base of the great pillar, Nagaztak sat on his throne, expectantly. At one side of the pentarch stood Kiva, and on the other, the bestial vampire in bladed armor, who I had come to know as Zorin von Sigstrand. Then Falkgur clambered forward, addressing Nagaztak.
We have brought the humans, yes. May we taste of them?
You may not.
May we see inside the box?
You may stay under silence.
Nagaztak answered, and the ghoul slinked over to the wounded soldier, who sat slumped against the wall, sidling up to him and placing a finger over its own mouth in a shushing gesture.
What's happening? I can't see anything.
There is a box.
You really have a way with words.
We are in danger.
Oh, please. Please, let it be the end.
Forgot the head's name. I feel terrible that I forgot the talking head's name.
Baron Eoric.
Thank you. Baron Eoric.
Falk.
And then Falk, yes. Yeah. I do like that detail that Falk climbs up a wall, like turns his head, and then just covers his mouth because he's a cheeky little bastard. He just has to. Like, this dude, you can't tell me that Falk doesn't have a sense of humor.
Oh,
and that
there he
you
is.
Can't tell me he does.
There's Baron Eoric.
Dude, I love the talking head. It's
the
great. Don't worry, everybody. I will put in all the dialogue here. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put in all the dialogue for this thing because the chit chat back and forth are just fantastic.
And Lord Zoran, these are all done ages ago. These character models.
Yeah,
so it's great to see them getting used here before we get to see them in the game. You know.
Let's see. I love even the box moved. We meet our talking head friend.
I love that one. You think Silver? You think Silver will protect you here? He says the Silver was to see us here.
Do you think that Silver will protect you here?
The Silver was to see us here. Your soldiers might not have granted us an audience without it.
Very well. You have your audience.
I am Espen Rostad, Centurion of the 12th Legion. These men are under my command.
Oh, what news of the mighty legions?
They have fallen. We have held against the dead from the south, but we could not hold against the enemy from within. The Crimson Sign has won.
Has it? You would not have come all this way only to tell me of your failure.
You stood among the living once. You know what it is to swear an oath to defend your people. And to fail. Your failure and mine share the same cause. I have brought that cause with me.
We don't mind. Pause, go watch, come back. Because the interaction back and forth here, and the little bit we find out later on then, again, spoilers, watch the episode first, but like, Espen Rostad, you're like, hey, that name sounds familiar. That almost sounds like something that happened at the start of one of the other seasons. I wonder, are these characters related?
Man, now I'm going to have to, I'll go back and listen to all that stuff and put it in.
No, it is. Alaric says it later on. That's why he ends up vouching for Rostad.
Oh, yes.
Because he's like, I owe his grandfather a debt, because it was his grandfather that saved Alaric when he was a baby.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in.
He struck my father down with a silver blade. This was a Thasian. One of those I'd been taught to hate since I could understand the word. But they had come when Sigstrand had not. My savior was a young legionnaire by the name of Andor Rostad.
Cool. Okay. So they open the crate and like, what's in the box?
Behold, the new face of the Empire.
And this disgusting blob comes out. And there's all these props, and then it starts blabbing on, and I wrote all this down. So
I love this build up where they're all standing like, what the hell is this? And
like,
it's giving a speech, and then you see it, it's like, what in the crap is that?
Yeah, it's so fucking gross, dude.
Crimson dreams, unconscious dreams. The Leper King is crowned. Crimson dreams, unconscious screams. The fate of man is bound. Crimson dreams, unconscious beams. A white night fades to black. Crimson dreams, unconscious schemes. The wall begins to crack.
What are you?
I see the corpse of Lucian Arming. But where is the corpse of his wife?
And he gets so pissed.
That was
he gets so pissed at that. Yeah.
You will know in time.
A mighty house is built on hatred, but you can't threaten me, corpse. I speak with the voice of one greater than us all.
You can't threaten me, corpse.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even recognize him as a being. That's just disgusting.
Right. That is so low. That's such a even for the undead and these supernatural creatures. That's a low blow.
No, what
The
I'm
age
talking
of
about when we get to zoom in on it, and it's just
oh yeah, it's
disgusting.
so
You see
gross, man.
the pustuled heads and the tentacles, and because it's all veins, because it's all things melted.
Is it when this when he's talking, or when like it's about to attack everyone later in a minute, that it starts making the chittering thing noise?
It's the
Is it when
attacking
it's
during the chittering.
okay? It's
I love
attacking
that.
during the chittering. Yeah, it's
The
totally
seven
just
suns
this
are in
whole thing is
twilight.
almost like a thing reference.
The seven suns are in twilight, and the black stars of Idler shine. You know, come
Yeah.
into ascension.
Awakening with the Crimson Dream.
That's Varric's cue to say, "Go read the Necro" for anyone that hasn't. That's your nod to it there.
So
I love the
this
way
thing,
it's like loads of different heads, and they're all speaking.
yeah, and I like the fact that when it's talking, it's like a bunch of different voices as well, because they're all merged. They're probably all were probably all regular people that merged into the giant goop monster. It's so
that was described in the prophecies.
It's so gross. I'm keeping my notes up so I don't have to look at that thing. That's how gross this is. Let's see. When it opens its mouth, a weird chittering comes out. It's just literally a nod to the thing. This whole thing is like a nod to the thing almost. Vein tendrils begin to spread from its body, wrapping around everything. It was a deafening sound, and when it's making this noise, like it's this deafening noise that Alaric is affected. The stronger ones aren't, but all of the humans are, and they start clutching their ears, and just it's driving them insane.
As you see in that, once it starts making the noise, even here in the background, everything starts blurring because it's the dream. It's the Crimson Dream. Kind of, it's the power of that it makes everything not right. And there's Kiva trying to fight back, and she like gets up and screams and causes a wave of green to crash against the wave of red.
Yeah, Kiva does the banshee scream.
There we go. We've got the literally the whole place being bathed in necrotic energy versus psychic energy, and it's just
symbolism.
The age of seven suns is in twilight.
The black stars
of Islarith awaken, and with them the Crimson Dream.
All at once, every face across the aberration's bloated form opened its eyes, all milk-white with blindness. Every mouth spread wide in unison, emanating a deep chittering that reverberated throughout the chamber.
Then Zorn steps in. Everybody tries to take this thing out while it's doing it. It doesn't work for Kiva. Zorn tries to do it and starts slicing at it really quickly.
Yeah, Kiva unfortunately gets exploded.
Yes.
But that means nothing to a Banshee.
Exactly.
And then Zorn just like whizzes past, taking a head off.
Yeah, and he does that a bunch of times. I think while he's doing it...
every time it talks, he just like whizzes past and takes another head off of.
Zorn slices again. Tendrils grab Zorn's legs and he falls to the ground. And the talking head is like, yes, kill him, kill him. And it's such Aoric.
Aaron
Aoric. Yeah, he's great. He's so great. You can't escape these tendrils. Like they're literally covering everything. This red light affects everybody. They start to spread up the walls. Those who don't dream have no place in this world, says the creature. So then Amrak steps forward and tries his best. And then this is where the wisp comes in. He summons, Amrax summons a shade, and he takes the wisp out, and then he combines them together into like a power being, and it creates this blue flame, like freaking magic fireball, right? He throws it at the monster. It sort of does something, but then it also doesn't do anything at the same time.
Nothing seems to be hitting against this, you see, because this has its own power. Their powers are all acting either on physical or magical, and they don't seem to affect this at all. Yeah. So like that means nothing to this level of an awakened entity. But this level of an awakened entity, like this is a herald. This is just a high but it is not very high up. It is just a herald. It is a powerful being, but like it wouldn't stand anything compared to like remember what we had, the messenger?
Yes.
Like messenger was way more powerful than this thing.
And these guys are struggling against it.
Yeah, but then again, these are guys just like caught off guard. I don't think anyone was fully ready for this. They knew something, but they weren't completely ready for this. And I think this is part of them all kind of testing to see what works against the Awakened. because
yeah,
everyone here gets destroyed, but they don't really get destroyed. They're just damaged a little. So it's kind of like a safe, like firing zone, testing zone to see, okay, Kiva's magic, not so good. Okay, cutting it up with the blades or in like carving it, that's not good. So Vampire's not really going to be much help against this kind of a thing. So let's see what the Lich has got. And he starts pulling out some magic spells. He does that. Magic, yeah, this not so great. Okay, so we need to figure out something else. And then when we get to that something else, I'll let you get there, but dang. And there's what you're mentioning there as well about how the whole place gets covered.
Yes, eventually the whole place gets covered in these tendrils. And while it does, the stars, like the roof of this building turns into the Harry Potter roof of the freaking dining room where you can see into outer space or whatever. And it's like another dimension literally gets ripped open from these tentacles.
This is my favorite
should also be
bit.
noted, let's see, do you see the aberration? Said, yes, I see these other dimensions and everything.
Finish your point, and then I'm going to go through this because this is my
So it should also be noted before we get to the coolest part ever is that Nagaztak is also completely covered in these tendrils.
Yeah, he's just sitting on his throne, completely
he's just chilling, but he's totally bound up. I have here in my notes. He gets up and says one of the most badass lines ever.
Yeah. Hold on, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to read it out. But in the redo of this, Calypso is going to put in the actual video of this because this is the start of this speech, and then the end of it is one of the most badass lines ever.
I can't not put that
I read this when this was put to words years ago, and I've always said this needs to be in it. I don't care if anything ever goes. This has to be it because this is the most badass line ever delivered by I don't care if you want to call it edgelordy, anime, whatever. This is how the leader of an army that's taking on an elder god while fighting on behalf of his elder god. This is how they speak. This is literally the definition of conviction. So he sat bound by tendrils to his throne. Do you see? The aberration said. An ugly thing, sweeping bindly arms towards that alien sky. He says, yes, I see. I love this. Your ilk set this in motion, your god. Scheming in secret since ages long past. Ah, truth at last, it thinks it's proclaiming. The betrayal. The fires on his head began to brighten. The brutal degradation. The burning spread down, consuming his armor. That's a revenant. Pain eternal. It reforged me. He strained against the bindings. Don't forget the rules. It burned away the impurities. He rose, snapping through the tendrils like twigs. Abomination's going to get freaked out. Still facing his opponent, Nagaztak reached down and gripped the handle of a war maul. And he hefted over his shoulder. And I saw at last the purpose of my long quest. For the head of the maw was the three-eyed face of the hollowed maw. Though its long mouth was open, Nagaztak lifted it as if it were weightless. Remember, no one could pick this dang thing up? The Revenant descended from his throne, and the fires consumed that pushed through the crimson field. Don't forget, they can break the rules when they're angry, or the rules don't apply to them when they're angry. So there we go. What are you? The many faces shrieked. And the tendrils darted up to coil around Nagaztak's arms and legs, but he tore through them, moving steadily forward. I am the black hand of God. As he hucks that mallet right into the middle of its head. Just whack. And it slowly not only gets smashed to pieces, but then gets sucked into the maw, screaming and gurgling, getting completely decimated and destroyed as it's being pulled into this.
Do you see? Yes, I see. Your ilk set this in motion. Your god, scheming in secret since ages long past. Truth at last! The betrayal, the brutal degradation, pain eternal. It reforged me. It burned away the impurities.
I am the Black Hand of God.
It can't escape. Gwyneth has it now.
Then with this, we can strike down their leaders.
To silence a Crimson Herald is a great feat. The Corpus Artificum will inscribe your weapon. It will be made stronger.
And what inscription is earned from striking down this creature?
A sonata of shattered dreams. It can lend you the voice of Hislerith for a time.
Like that's a line. What are you? I am the Black Hand of God.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. And I love that that we finally get that little line of, "Oh, where's your wife? You'll find out soon enough."
Because he knew dang well where this was going. I just love it the way it goes like that, because we've seen all the other characters. We know who they are. If you've read all the stories in the Necro and whatnot, you know Zoran's a badass. You've heard of Kiva now through the radio plays. You know she's very powerful, very old, central to Deadhaus and Alalmod itself. You know these other characters. We've seen Amarax grow with Alaric and all like that, but everyone's only heard of Nagaztak. And now you see him, and the one bit you see is like, yes, this is why he's the Pentarch, the Revenant King of Deadhaus.
Yeah. And I do like Kiva's little aside of it cannot escape.
Gwyneth's got it now.
Gwyneth's got it now. It's great, dude. It's great. It's great. This also sort of speaks to we'll get to the ending in a second. But this also speaks to like a gameplay mechanic. There is something that I think Deadhaus has done since the start is sort of breadcrumbed its way of what gameplay mechanics could be or should be or will be when it comes out.
Everything in this, you see, so some community members have been able to be playing this game under NDA at the minute, so that's why like we can't talk about certain aspects of it. But one thing that have always been done about this is a forebearer, a precursor, a prologue, if you will, to Deadhaus, this entire Chronicles. And we're coming up now. This was the penultimate one, the ultimate, aka the last, because I personally think the Prophecies was amazing, and I love this episode the most. This is my ultimate episode, but ultimate as in the final episode is coming up now in September, and that's just going to finish off the Chronicles. And the really cool part about that is they'll be going on a little hiatus until there's something playable, which is going to be quite awesome. But yeah, as Calypso has said, because these are a prologue to the game, you will probably be able to pick up on what would be gameplay mechanics throughout this entire thing, even from the very start.
It's like, let's say I'm a vampire in game, and I have my team, and someone's a Revenant, someone's a Lich, someone's a Banshee, or another one of the classes, and you come up against a Herald within game. Is the Revenant class the only one who's able to destroy it, and then the other ones are sort of running around and weakening it? You're all weakening it, but then the Revenant is the one that gets the final blow, like it's like a mini boss character or something. That'd be fucking cool.
I think they'll all have their purpose, because you need to have a way to kill it, even if you don't have a Revenant on the team. There will be ways. I just love this whenever they want to do Rostad. So they're all dead. All the humans are dead except Rostad. Rostad survived by ripping his eyes out,
which is horrific.
And then he's like, I want to serve. And they're like, well, I've no use for a blind mortal. He's like, you can leave with your life. He's like, oh, but I want to avenge you. He's like, you can't get thing, but I can avenge it. We will avenge Thacia. And he's like, well, what the hell am I going to do with you? And it's like, we could feed him. He's like, no.
Yeah, I do like that they're talking through all the
options.
You don't trust me. You don't want to be a ghoul. What's wrong with ghouls? Everything. They're going through all these options of, does he have any magical affinity? No, he can't be a lich. Do you want to be a ghoul?
I love that one. No. It's like, he wants to be a ghoul. What's wrong with ghouls? Like everything is like, well, he's already missing his eyes.
Yeah,
he's
right.
Like, do you want to be? It's like, do you possess any magical ability? Amarak's like, nope. You can already smell it off him. Nope, not a thing. He's about as magical as a rock. It's not a chance. It's like,
which is weird, considering
you want to be a wraith? No, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. You don't want to do that.
So it's like just be a vampire, dude. It makes you wonder.
And the Gazdak brings up the one about like, and I cannot fabricate the kind of injustice required to bring you back as a revenant.
Yeah, I do like that.
So there are rules. You'll turn him, Alaric.
Yeah.
He's
So
your fault now.
Alaric becomes a father to this a vampire father, and his first turn, sire. Thank you. Classic term, sire. To this now blind soldier. Jesus, dude, ripped your own freaking eyes out. God. It makes me wonder, will he get his eyes back? Will he get his eyes back when he becomes a vampire, or will they?
How horrible must the visions they were seeing from the awakened been? Like, I know it's described in the prophecies. Go back and listen to that episode; it'll tell you. But if it was that horrible that the rest of them died, but he'd rather rip his own eyes out than envision them.
Yeah, nightmare fuel, man. Pure nightmare. And that's just God. That's just ghastly. That is if there's one thing that really scares me in any horror thing, it's people without eyeballs. Like any horror movie, it's people without eyeballs. I don't remember what it was. Was it Candyman? It might have been one of the Candymans I watched when I was way too young. One of the characters is blind or gets his eyes ripped out or something. Oh no, it was the birds. It was the birds. In the birds, one of the deaths is this guy is sitting in his car from the Alfred Hitchcock film, and his eyes got plucked out. And all you see, and they do a really quick cut of no eyeballs, and then like that shit traumatized me ever since.
Really?
It's awful. Yeah, man. The Birds is a great film. Alfred Hitchcock. Fantastic.
Oh no, I know.
Never make you want to go outside ever again.
I'm just surprised that it was the birds that got you. So it's the eyes. So anything to do with the eyes.
That shit's
What was
scary.
that game? Was it Dead Space? The one with the needle into the eyes.
Yeah. So no, that traumatized me too, man. As someone who got experimented on as a kid with like eyeball stuff. Yeah, the needle thing is pure trauma. Pure trauma.
I don't blame you. There we go. Just as a shout out. We want to give a shout out to everyone on this episode.
Yeah.
This is absolutely amazing. Pardon me. I hope I don't butcher any names. So we've got Chris Bauer, Louise Bermudez, Matthew Curtis, Vincent Fallow, Cabo Foster, James Hollyoak, George Ledoux, Connor McKinley, Distortion Devil for anyone in the Deadhaus community, Francesca Mio, Melissa Medina, Chris Sharps, Joey Surlis, and Wolf Williams. Some of those you might recognize from the other episodes and all of that. It's pretty famous ones, but
good job, everyone. Yeah,
we salute you. Job. That was some epic work on this. Epic work. But I was surprised about that with the eyes. So you're just no wraith. What about ghouls? Do ghouls perturb you? The fact that they have no eyes, or does it have to be like literally empty eye sockets?
No, it's got to be literally empty eye sockets. Like if you're like just a.
I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen a few horror movies with like people with the empty eye sockets.
there's a couple out there with the empty eye thing, and in video
games.
And all that
so that's a Calypso trigger warning.
Absolutely,
warning.
Empty eye sockets. Good, just good. Oh man, now I'm thinking about. There's a bunch of horror movies. There's a horror movie or just another movie where I know what it is. Minority Report. See, I know because it traumatized me, man. In Minority Report, great movie, Tom Cruise, cyberpunk movie, where he's a drug addicted like cop, because the job is tough.
Yeah.
So he goes out and he buys like super speed. Called Clarity, which I'm pretty sure has been in a bunch of movies by now. And the guy who sells it to him is a blind man, but you don't know that until he takes off his hoodie. So he's like, "Oh, give me this drug," and then he's like, "Oh man, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed is king." And he takes off his thing and you see like empty eyeballs, but then you get to see inside, so you just see all the veins and all the leftover crap, and like, okay. I don't even want to. I would put it in, but I don't even want to put it in, man.
Okay, I'll give that one to you. That is pretty disgusting. Minority Report. That's the one where it's like future crimes thing. Right?
Yeah. It's based on Philip K. Dick short story, who's probably the most adapted author in Hollywood history. But Minority Report's great movie. It's future crime. He gets framed, and it's fantastic.
But yeah, no, I'd give it to you that one whenever it gets to that level of stuff. Because I'm trying to remember now, was it Phantasm that had
maybe
that?
like black empty eye sockets are a little bit okay, but still traumatizing. Seeing the full inside just makes me want to puke.
Did you wince at this then on your first go?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Due east, but through the sulphurous fog.
I can't do it, man.
You shield us from it.
Liches are okay. If liches were like eyeless, I get it because you're just a skull or something, you know.
Nah, liches are just corpses, floating
Yeah.
corpses. Some of them, as you noticed, even with the empty eye sockets, they seem to have the flame eyes going on.
Yeah, see, that's fucking cool.
So they do have
some
something.
empty eye sockets, or give me flames or something. That
But
shit's
yeah,
cool.
here's the fun part. So afterwards in the community, as always, and only for one more in the foreseeable future, was the meetups. So we watch all these live in the Deadhaus community, and then afterwards we have a little Q&A, usually with some of the voice actors, because George is fantastic and will always show up. Shout out, George. Hey.
Thanks, George. You're great.
Catching these. George will come hang out. We might have 1 or 2 voice actors and all like that, so people get a little Q&A with them. And it's been a heck of a trip through this, but after our last discussion, I don't think anyone knows where the next one's going, where we tidy up everything.
Yeah, I don't know, because it feels like you just opened another door for things by allowing Alaric to become a sire of a vampire. So now it's like, well, that's going to spin off to the adventures of Alaric and Rostad, you know, for like a season.
It needs to have Falk. It needs to have the return of Falk. It needs to have
Falk too, yeah.
Falk needs to return.
We need our buddy cop drama again with Falk and Alaric. We need, I want an episode, just a joke, purely not serious whatsoever. They're all sitting around in a diner or like the undead version of a cafe, and they're all just bullshitting and talking.
Well, most of them will need to feed. Ghouls need to feed, vampires need to feed, and all like that. So I'm sure you could have some type of undead cantina type situation.
Yeah.
Where they all... What would the undead version of that is? And not Gravedale High, although I love that TV show. But like you'd get some type of like undead situation going on where they would all have to feed.
Yeah, yeah.
So your diner buddy cop dramas, plausible.
Yeah. Just heck, even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's one of those what is it? How It Should Have Ended, that YouTube channel that does the animations. They have a Superman Batman coffee thing that they just do where they joke back and forth. It's so, you got to check that out, man. It's so good. I don't know
if you noticed, but in some anime, what they'll do is like they'll have the like end of a show and then they'll run the credits, and you watch the credits because they're usually badass. And then after the credits, there's normally like a 2 to 3 minute like short scene, which is normally nothing to do with the TV show. It's something silly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the ones I was watching like recently is like Kaiju number 8, and at the end of it, like one of the guys, he has a podcast. And it's literally him interviewing the other guys on the podcast about like what has happened that week. And it's always silly because they're always chibi versions of the characters rather than like proper.
And all that's like that. Good.
So it's silly off the wall stuff. So yeah, you could. There is precedent for this kind of stuff. It'd be kind of cool.
There could be. I like not to to bring up Rick and Morty, but I love Rick and Morty's little post-credit scenes, even if it's 2 seconds long. They're stupid and funny and just they're great. They're so great, man.
Just to point out, I really love the animation and all on this Ghoul.
Yeah, I do. I
have this up on a large screen over here, you see, and it looks great because the whole constant like movement, the repetitive like flexing movement, because that's like what a ghoul would be like. They would never be still. They're never still. They're constantly moving, eating.
The question is, do ghouls do the lap circle lay down thing like cats and dogs do?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Do they? Yeah, seriously. Do they make biscuits or whatever, and then turn around and then just like cats and dogs?
Didn't we mention? Did
talk about that?
Yeah, there was something about that in a previous episode where like he saddled up to Alaric when he was dying, and he kind of done that kind of little dog shimmy thing before he sat down beside him and all. And then the same whenever they were in the ghoul mound.
Yeah.
that they behaved weirdly when they went in to sing before the ghouls. Yeah, and a lot of people keep forgetting about the ghouls singing.
Yeah, I love the ghouls. I love what is Varric, I hate you. Varric's stupid comment stuck in my head. He's like when they're doing the singing, it sounds like just a really large belch. So it's like after you've had 5 burritos or whatever.
I thought it was more like the throat singing.
Oh no, it's totally
the
throat
Inuit
singing. It's
throat
just Varric's
singing.
dumb comment stuck in my head. Yeah,
kind of what has it got? Mongolian throat singing?
Yeah, Mongolian throat singing is great. I'll probably put a clip in that now that we've just talked about it because I love it. It's so good. Doom has the Who. I think the Who did the soundtrack for Doom, and they did the Mongolian throat singing, which is just fantastic.
Guys, the song Wolf Totem and stuff like that. They're awesome.
Yeah.
It's a Mongolian metal band for anyone. Check them out if you haven't already. They're fantastic.
Yes, by the Who, I don't mean the 70s or 60s band. I mean the Who, HU. They're great. They're so good. They're so good. Everyone go check them out, please.
They're fantastic.
You won't regret it. They did a Metallica cover of Enter Sandman, I think, in Mongolian, and it sounds so badass.
Awesome. I haven't heard the Metallica cover, but I've listened to a lot of their other stuff. It's fantastic, especially using the old traditional instruments and all like that. And in keeping with the whole Mongolian thing, you see them like when you think of Mongolian, you think of like Genghis Khan, Temujin, and whatnot on horseback, and they're all on motorcycles because they're like a biker gang. It's like totally keeping with tradition. Totally like it's still in character, 1,000 years later, still in character.
And like I think they're wearing like heavy leather, but also traditional Mongolian clothing. Like it's so baller, dude. It's so great. Everyone, please go check out the Who. HU, the Who. Fantastic.
They're
but
awesome.
I liked this episode. The ending is the best part. There's no doubt about it. You can't really skirt around that. The ending is the best part. But I do like that we get the Thasian like logo is a giant flaming phoenix. Which is
because it rose out of the ashes of the Ustilian Empire.
Yeah, I think that's so badass. That's such a great like design choice for a logo. Literal phoenix from the ashes on fire. That's cool, man. Like I picture this.
That's an Irish symbol as well, by the way. There's a thing called the Irish Phoenix. If you ever look it up, I'm surprised it's not all over America, considering everyone with the fighting Irish, Boston Celtics, all that kind of.
I'm surprised
rah,
too.
Rah, leprechauns,
I think because I think of when I think of phoenixes, my brain immediately goes to Harry Potter. Fox the Phoenix.
Showing your age there, Calypso.
Yep, showing my age.
He's only a little baba. He goes straight to the Harry Potter.
I go straight to the Harry Potter. I remember when those books came out, not to derail too much, but I remember when those books came out. I remember doing the midnight launches. I remember going and like everybody would go to the launch, especially the first book, man. We go to the launch of the first book and then someone would read the first chapter, or we would all read the first chapter, and then we would all just collectively leave when we're done. I miss stuff like that. I miss great launches. I miss when the PS3 launch happened, when the 360 launch happened. Everybody would go wait outside GameStop or something, or their equivalent to whatever it was at the time, EB Games or whatever the hell.
I don't remember. I never went to one, but I had friends that went to the Harry Potter ones, and I think here what they had was they'd have everyone queuing and stuff like that, and then it'd be for the midnight launch. But at like 11, they'd start letting people into the store and they'd queue up and they'd have someone like while waiting, they would have someone read the first chapter to everyone, like stand up and read. Someone's like a professional reader type person.
Yeah.
You'd stand up and read it to entertain everyone. So you kind of got a little preview into your thing before the launch and stuff like that. And that would have been pretty cool. The last midnight launch, bar going to pick up my Switch 2, the last like proper midnight launch gaming wise I went to that I think was like a cool blitz thing was Halo 2. That's going back a bit.
Yeah,
but that was cool. Like that was at GameStop, and there was food, there was Coke and Cheez-Its, and there was music, and it was all kind of cool. It was a big thing,
I don't know where it is. There's a GameStop somewhere. It's closed down now, I think. But the Halo 2 or 3 promo art is still on the mirror that covers the whole mirror. is still there. Like I think someone took a picture of it a little while ago. It's so cool, man. Yeah, I miss midnight launches so bad, dude. They were so cool because you had that sense of community. And now what do? We gather around to watch Gamescom streams or E3, which is dead now, or the fucking
Game Awards,
the Game Fail Awards,
the game trailers,
yeah,
the game trailers. We watched them for the trailers.
The Game Trailer Awards, yeah. Jesus, I think this year's Game Trailer Awards was 3 hours. And there was maybe 10 awards tops at the whole thing, and the rest of it was just trailer.
I always think it's really.
I want to take a
I think it's really funny.
How many anime games release at the trailer?
I always think it's really funny when you're watching the Game Awards. It's like they're speeding through the awards to get to the trailers.
Oh yeah, because weren't you the one who told me that to do a game trailer at the Game Awards was like $20,000 or something?
It's probably even more than that.
Ridiculous.
It's
something ridiculous.
You're talking Super Bowl prices for game trailers at the Game Awards.
To advertise, this is funny. So the Sphere in Las Vegas, right? The big glowing ball. To advertise on the Sphere in Las Vegas, a giant glowing LED ball that has a movie theater inside it, is like $300,000. And that's only for a 5-second ad or something ridiculous. It is stupid expensive.
Didn't they advertise Venom or something? They advertised one of those Marvel movies.
Yes, they did. They have a Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2 with Venom and everything. They advertised Spider-Man and Venom for a long time. So Sony paid up the wazoo to advertise on that thing. Because
I'd say they got a bit of a discount, but it was still going to be stupidly expensive.
I'm surprised Mind's Eye didn't advertise at all in Vegas because it's set in Vegas.
Surprising. You think that would be fairly obvious. Do you think they will advertise Grand Theft Auto in Florida?
Oh, of course. If it's not on all the billboards in the world, I'll be surprised. If it's not on all the billboards in the world. I do think speaking of GTA and details in games, I guess we'll talk about that for a second. How do you feel about details in games? Because I'm replaying Cyberpunk right now after 5 years, and it's better, but I'll save my thoughts for my reviews and stuff. But I think the detail, I think people get hung up on the little details too much. Is it really cool that I can break my car with a baseball bat and you can actually see all the independent dents that you do? Yes. Do I need it? Absolutely not.
Oh, are we having the argument of Mafia? Did you see that one?
Oh, no.
So the new Mafia game.
There's a new Mafia?
Yeah, it's the Mafia, the Old Country or something. So I've seen people upset about it online because you couldn't swim. But it's is
there a reason to swim?
That's the point. You don't need to. It's not relevant to the story, and it's a very linear game. It's not like a free open world thing and all like that. I don't think you need to. You don't need to put all these things. Some things are nice, but here's something that I've discussed with a lot of people before. I think we've even talked about it on Discord and all like that. A lot of this stuff goes overlooked by gamers. People get upset when it's not in a game, but when it is in, it gets overlooked and forgotten. So I think the only thing that should to cut down costs, to cut down time, to cut down crunch, to cut down on all of these things, the only things that should be in a game should be what's really relevant to it. All the little details are beautiful if you can do that. With Grand Theft Auto, they have stupid amounts of staff and stupid amounts of money, and no one cares about the time. If Rockstar's taking 15 years or something to make a game, and people are yes, of course, because it takes that long to make a Grand Theft Auto game. So they'll expect all these little details. But for smaller games, for indie games, a lot of this stuff, it doesn't really matter. As long as the core gameplay mechanics are there and the game is fun, the small details are great in context of the game. RPGs. In RPGs, no one really cares if there's a day and night cycle, but you expect it to be there because it's part of the immersion. Even if it's not very relevant to the game, some games make it very relevant. Others do not. It's just ambience, but it's expected to be there. But if your character has no reason to swim, Like, it's not a core mechanic in the game. It doesn't really matter, does it? Just put a invisible barrier when the guy goes knee deep in the water and just leave it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I look at this as a sort of a double-edged sword, not with the game itself, but with the community around the game, or just the community in general, or just gamers in general, I guess, with how fucking nitpicky we can be. Is that so? In Red Dead 2, right? It's a really it's a simulator. Red Dead 2 is a freaking cowboy simulator, right? The fucking horse's balls shrink and everything.
It's
in
a
the snow.
game.
Do you need that detail? Absolutely not.
It's a game with a longer intro
Like,
than any Western movie I've ever seen. I'm actually fairly certain it's
yes,
longer
yes,
than
it
even
is.
some Western trilogies I've seen.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I want to like it's a 6-hour long intro, or even longer than that probably. But so in Red Dead 2, you can go around and you physically pick up the item you're going to loot, and then you put it in your pocket, right? Some people love that shit. I think that's a really cool detail. I think it's insane that it's such a realistic animation or mocap or whatever, and that it works properly. I think that's cool, really cool. Do I need it? No, because The Witcher 3, all you do is you run around and you click a button, and then there you go. It's in your inventory.
Do you notice in The Witcher 3, again, you brought it up first, so it doesn't count on my bingo card for bringing it up.
I did. Doesn't count on your bingo card.
You never see a character hand an item to another character. It's always cut.
No.
It's always cut off. It's like Geralt doing this, and you see him from like here down, from his shoulder down, but you never see the item going from one hand to another, because that's a pain in the ass to animate, and it's not needed. So you cut corners. Oh, where's the thing? Here it is. Take it. Oh, thank you. And then they literally just put it behind their back, like into their backpack.
Yeah.
No one cares too much. Anyone that gets hung up on that, you want animation, you don't want the video game. It's the same argument that you hear an awful lot where people argue about the famous argument now of, the yellow paint, right?
I blame yellow paint on purely an art direction thing.
But there's many ways to do it. Like, people that are angry about the yellow paint, I've seen A/B tests done on people, right? So for those uninitiated, an A/B test, oh God, I'm going to get in trouble for spilling not our company details, because not with Apocalypse, but with other games companies I've been involved with in the past.
Well, it's game industry wide.
So an A/B test is whenever you give a certain part of the audience access to one thing and another side of the audience access to another thing, and see which one they prefer. They don't know what the test is. They don't know what there's even a test or anything happening. You just showed one people one thing and other people another. It's like if you showed in a cinema. They do this in Hollywood all the time. They'll get two focus groups, and they'll have like a different ending to the movie, slightly different, and they see which one people liked, right? That's A/B testing, right? So I've watched A/B testing with and without yellow paint, and gamers can talk all they want. Most people are clueless. Like, I'm one of you. I would fall into that category as well. Everyone doesn't realize you have spent your entire life as a gamer being led around by light sources and by very minor indicators that you mightn't even have picked up on, but you knew, oh, this path has enemies. This one doesn't. I have to go this way. Oh, this door has a green light over it. Doom. It's like we've always had the yellow paint. It's just people, I think, they don't know how to direct their anger, and they're directing their anger in the wrong way. They're giving out about the yellow paint, but what they're actually giving out about is laziness, where instead of using good art direction to push a player that direction, it's just a big yellow arrow on the ground.
Yeah, I get that. Like, especially when it's literally a big yellow arrow. I think it has to. If we went back, call me crazy. If we went back to stylized art styles, like literal, like cartoon cell shaded stuff, or Wind Waker, pixel shading, anything like that, something not photorealistic like a modern day AAA game with a huge freaking budget, the yellow paint would go away because you have a simplified art style and everything is readable. Now that we're in this era of AAA cyberpunk levels of I can see the pores on their skin, such detail that like it's literally real life. If you have a 4K monitor or a better monitor, an OLED or something, that you need to implement yellow paint just so you can signal to your brain this is what you need to do. I think there's a problem. Not that yellow paint's a bad thing. I think it's fine. I think it's whatever. I think it's just the overall art style of realism has saturated the gaming industry and sort of ruined game design by using yellow paint.
That's why I agree with you. I don't like the like hyper realistic game styles. I've been over that for years because like you get to a point where if you take a game like well, just give an example of a good game in it so people don't think I'm picking on games. Like Alien Isolation, right? That looks so good. Yeah. It's basically hyper stimulating. So you don't know where to go because there's so many cool and interesting things to look at. You lose your way. And then you've got really good game design. So you take Breath of the Wild or you take Elden Ring, the same game. Like those games, when you start without telling you, it nudges you the right way to go. And everyone goes the correct way. There are a few people that are like, I'm intentionally going the wrong way because I need to see what's this direction. You know, there's people that are like that, and that's cool. There's a lot of stuff in video games for those people. That's what the exploring is. But the game shows you go this direction, go that way, without telling you, showing you, or forcing you. It gently nudges you to go the right way. That's good late game design and level design, but that's very, very difficult. That's very, very difficult to get that right.
Oh yeah. Like I wonder, I would love for a game to be made. I saw a video a couple years ago called, I think it's by Game Maker's Toolkit, and it's called The Little Yellow Line. And it goes over The Witcher 3. It goes over I'll put a counter in. It goes over The Witcher 3 and like how, even though The Witcher 3 gives you very clear directions, sometimes depending on whatever mission, like, oh, my wife is missing and she went past the rock at the edge of town and then she went left and then walked up until you saw a broken tree or something, and that's where my wife is. You could sort of follow those directions, but ultimately not really, because the game was designed around following a GPS tracker to your location. When I first played Witcher 3 8 years ago, I tried to play the game that way, where I turn off the little yellow line and I just follow whatever the person is saying, and you can't do it. It's impossible.
I'll tell you a real life example of that, and this is how like gaming has changed for the years because it's become more accessible. There's more people gaming and all like that. But when I first started playing World of Warcraft, you would go to a village. I'll give you a blank example. This isn't 100% accurate, but this will give you the idea of it, right? So if you were an orc and you started in the like deserty area, you would go to a village and it's like, you need to go to a cave to the east of here to kill Guy and get Thing, right? And it was literally somewhere to the east. So you'd literally tear out of the village and spend 10 minutes running that direction east, and then come to the mountain. Like, now where the hell is the cave? And you're running up and down the foot of the mountains trying to find where this bloody cave is. And there's 3 or 4 caves, or what look like caves, and you're not too sure. And you eventually happen upon the right one. It's like, this is it. And you go in and you find the guy and kill him. People didn't like that and started putting in mods to be able to point you to the quest direction. Later down the line, Blizzard had to implement quest markers so people could find it. Now, I really enjoy that. Hey, it's over there somewhere. Go find it. You know, or it's 2 villages away to the north. Blah blah blah. People didn't like those ones. They wanted the GPS system. They modded in the GPS system, and then when they got the GPS system, everyone complains about the GPS system. That's where we are.
Like, imagine playing a GTA game without the GPS tracker. You know, imagine. You probably couldn't do it.
You probably need a working knowledge of Los Angeles just in order to get around.
Yeah. Right? No, there's some great games. They're fantastic. I wish they'd get remastered or remade or something, called The Getaway. Yes. There's The Getaway 1 and then The Getaway Black Monday. I want to say they're based on old movies from the 60s, but that game doesn't have a GPS. What you actually do is have to follow your car's blinker lights to figure out where to go.
That's really cool.
So if you're driving, you know, you see the back of the car and you're going straight, then the blinker lights will be black, right? That's just where you go. The moment you start to get close to the road that you need to turn on when you're in a chase or trying to get somewhere, the blinker light for the right direction will turn on. So you go right, and then blah, blah, blah. And then when it wants you to park and stop the car, both lights will turn on to symbolize like, oh, you got to park now, dude.
That's really, really cool.
I wish more games would do that, man. You just literally follow the blinkers of your car. What, like, you could, that's sort of a way of implementing a GPS tracker, but it's invisible.
Yeah,
you know.
But you could be smart about it. Like there's some games, like it's in slightly more modern ones, to be ones with mechs and stuff like that, where you'll normally have a scanner button and it'll point you. Like it'll show you everything else in the environment, but give you a trail to follow and all like that. But there is a way around it. Like if you take games like Cyberpunk, you're lost. You're absolutely lost if you don't have
absolutely
some
lost.
kind of guide. So like I think it's a toy and a count between good design and being subtle enough, because the whole point is when you're playing a game and you're designing a game for people, you want the person playing it to feel like they're smart and that they have beat the game. And the game director, the people making the game, have to, like, you're playing the game with the player as you're designing it in a way that you want the player to win. Some people have forgotten that and seem to design games to punish the player, or that it's like it's the player versus the developer. That's not the point of it at all. It's like, this is a cool adventure. I want you to come along for a ride, like the DM in a Dungeons and Dragons group. You know, the DM is on the side of the players. It wants the players to win, but it also wants them to have fun. You know?
Yeah. I was part of the multiplayer testing for Dead Space 2 back in the day. Yeah, it was so fun, dude. It was so fun. But before, the game released, we had to send our feedback and everything else like that. And one of the design choices that they implemented purposely because the community and stuff asked for it, and they designed around it, was when all of the human players, because it was asymmetrical before that really took on. One group was the aliens, the other group was the humans. The aliens were like super spongy. They were glass cannons, but they can kill you in one hit or two hits, right? Humans were really powerful. I think everyone was a glass cannon, whatever. So what they did was to make the humans die less quickly when you were playing the aliens, is that they purposely designed it to where if all the humans were bunched up together in almost like a watching everyone's back kind of thing, like back to back to back, you got a health buff for that multiplayer mode for when you were the humans. So just to make your chances of possibly surviving an alien attack more plausible, instead of being alone where you would get killed in one hit. Yeah, I had a point to that, but I don't know what it was.
It's about getting feedback and about how to design things to be on the side of the players rather than antagonistic to your players.
Yeah.
But
that's something I think I would like to see to swing this all back to Deadhaus is don't use a GPS tracker.
Although
use lights or to bring this back to Legacy of Kain stuff, have the Ignis Fatuus be your GPS tracker for things. Have the green light with the glowing skulls tell me where I need to go, even if it's spaced out periodically or something, or I can go into this area because there's these two skulls there that are glowing in green. Have that be my marker.
That'd be cool.
Have that be.
And to the community of anyone that's listening to this today, next week when we get it back up, or in a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, guys, don't forget, join the Deadhaus Discord and you give your feedback on what you would like to see in the game, because that's what the whole community thing is about. It's about sharing about what you'd like to see, and then whenever there's a playable version of the game later down the line, what you like and what you don't like, because the team is very receptive to feedback. They love hearing from the community and they want the game to be the best it can be. So they always want to hear what people have to say about it, what they like, what they dislike. Never a bad time to go join the Discord, jump onto the forums, and let your opinion be heard.
Well said, well said. So with all of that, I think that wraps us up. So thank you for listening to Deadhaus Whispers. You can follow us on all the socials. Go to deadhaussonata.com and check that out. Check out Deadhaus
I should have been having this on the whole time when we have
podcasts.
here. There's all their little socials down the bottom there.
Should have, yes. Here's all of our little socials. They'll all be linked down below as well. And with that, we shall see you
for the last episode of the Chronicles of the Grand Inquisitor.
The last episode.
See ya.